Welcome to Rip It Up, the Renovations podcast. I'm Jenny.
I'm Kate, and between us we've renovated a lot of houses and it hasn't scared us off.
In fact, we loved it so much that we can't stop talking about it. So in this podcast, we will give you all the tools and info that you need to tackle your own renovation like a pro.
From budget hobs to luxury fridges that cost more than most people's first car, today we're diving into the wonderful and sometimes bewildering world of kitchen appliances. Whether you're a microwave-only chef or a combi-oven connoisseur, we've got the lowdown on what's hot, what's cool, and what's just plain overpriced.
Welcome back to the podcast.
Hi, Jen.
Hi, Kate. I forgot what
This beautiful sunny day.
I was just gazing at your fabulous tan. I got lost there for a minute.
Hanging on to it.
Okay, we're back. We're in the sunshine. Yeah, do you know what? It was your birthday this week.
It was a big
great
birthday.
And I was going to buy you a kitchen appliance for your birthday, and I didn't. I bought you some books. The kitchen appliance I was going to buy you was the Ninja Slushie Maker before I realised it was €400, and sorry.
But also it's funny because like turning 40, the thing I've been most excited about around my birthday week is getting my kitchen appliances installed and connected.
And that's what we're talking about today.
Yeah.
Kitchen appliances.
Actually, everything from like budget to kind of upper end, is it worth it? And we might go through by type of appliance, because I gave this a lot of thought. And like rule of thumb, people spend anything between like 10-15% up to 30-35% of their overall kitchen budget on appliances.
Yeah.
I was definitely on the upper end here because I do love an appliance.
You love an
appliance.
appliance.
I do love a gadget.
You love an
and
appliance.
I think
you also use it a lot.
I do,
like you cook a lot, you bake a lot, you make a lot of
coffee.
coffee.
As well.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't leave my house.
So it's worth it. Like the investment pays off. It's not like you're buying like, a Smeg fridge because it looks good, which is also fine. But you get a lot of use out of it. So you need stuff that's going to actually last.
And I've tried a lot of different brands as well, I think, and definitely my husband's done a lot of research on kitchen appliances because he just loves doing research on gadgets and tech anyway.
And pizza ovens and things that we all enjoy consuming, which is great. Okay.
Yeah. But for the standard ones, let's keep the inside today. We won't talk about the pizza
oven.
Like
one thing I want to say about them is when I was like last shopping for kitchen appliances, which is a few years ago, there just wasn't like, I didn't feel like the range out there was like mind blowing. I think like there was kind of budget and then there was expensive and then like what they could do was not really like
minutely different.
Yeah, it was pretty minutely different.
Yeah.
There's a lot of smart home appliances. They're not for me. I say it all the time. My washer dryer has an app that just shouldn't exist. Like it's the biggest, it's just such a waste of time. But I do think in the last few years, things have changed quite a bit. Things have evolved quite a bit. And there is actually some choice out there now that is genuinely differentiated and helpful.
I think so, yeah. And there's a lot of brands that are like tiers of the same brand, if that makes sense as well. So there's kind of some parent company. I think is it like Neff, Miele and
Bosch
or Siemens maybe?
Yeah.
They're all the same company now.
Yeah.
Maybe it's Bosch, Siemens.
I think Bosch and Siemens are actually also the same company.
Yeah.
Am I right?
So like I think you'll get a lot of the same functionality.
Yeah.
Some of them have very loud beeps.
Yeah. Some of the beeps go on forever.
Yeah.
We'll definitely cover what appliances we have and what I do and don't like about them. But
can we talk first about an appliance that really, really gets on my nerves? Is fridge freezers. Just in general.
Mine broke a few weeks ago.
An American fridge freezer.
Did I tell you mine broke a few weeks ago?
No.
Oh my God, I was raging. I'm not going to point any fingers, but sometimes the door of my fridge doesn't get closed properly. It just needs that extra bit of a push. And one day it just stopped working and everything defrosted. And a very nice man actually came out, Mahmoud. He was brilliant. He was, at one point, there was like flames. He was welding something to try to fix the fan, like the compressor fan in the fridge freezer, and he did it. It's like 2 months ago now actually, and it's been working great since, so fair play to him. But oh my God, it's just so frustrating. Anyway, sorry, carry on.
I have a real hatred for American fridge freezers. We've spoken about this before. So my husband really wanted an American fridge freezer, and I said, fine, you know what, while we're in our house temporarily before we renovate, let's buy one, and if we love it, we'll work it into our design. And
so you mean like a big double door, like full height fridge on one side, full height freezer on the other side?
I got like the French door one. You know the ones that kind of are split door, they open like that, and then there's drawers below.
Lovely.
Not
They're in better use of space because the doors are a bit deeper. Yeah,
I will say, we went kind of slightly cheap because I didn't know if we were going to keep it. We went with Hisense.
Oh yeah.
Rubbish.
Right. Good to know.
I've heard some people say like, oh, they're just not built to last. Some sort of clip broke off within the first week, and then it never really soft closed anymore, so it's slant closed. That was one thing. And when you actually try and get the parts, it's impossible. It's impossible.
They're all expensive. Anyway, okay.
So I think people buy it because they have the features of, say, the higher end, like Fisher Paykel with the drawers below and all that. And you think you're getting that, but you're not getting the build quality. So I think when you're looking at freezers, okay, if American fridge freezers are your thing and you want to kind of upgrade, you can go up to your like Fisher Paykels and those kind of ones. If you want the big ones. If you buy ones in, say, your high street electronics shop, you'll get less models than you will if you go direct through your kitchen appliance place. And I find a lot of the time they're slightly heavier duty, maybe more features, maybe better build quality through kitchen places. Yeah. And I know if you're a bit of a control freak like I was in my first kitchen, I was like, I'll get the appliances cheaper somewhere else. Yeah. Yeah, you probably will to an extent, but they won't be as good. Yeah. I think. And those high street ones really prove the build quality when you've had them.
These things become really expensive if you need to get somebody to come out and fix them. And if they do break, which also my microwave broke recently, so I can just tell you that from experience. So it's worth getting something good, and it's worth getting something with a really good warranty as well. Yeah. And if you're out there and you're shopping, it's just ask about it. If there's a long warranty, I think that's such a good sign. And if you can register and get the extra, I think just do it, because you just don't want things breaking down. What the warranty
covers as well is really important here.
Yeah, that's
a lot of the time these kind of little clips and mechanisms, and I know that's the case for Samsung and places like Hisense. If you say a clip broke, they're like, sorry, it's not covering the warranty. Yeah. But that clip might be integral to the functionality.
And you can't just get one and put it in.
You can't just get it. And you can kind of order the parts, and then if it's a kind of a random enough brand, it's hard to find repair people for it. Yeah. So I would say a fridge is something that opens and closes 20, 30 times a day in an average house. So buy a decent brand. I mean, your lower budget end, you kind of like your Beko and Salusi and those kind of ones. And then if you go up a level, you might have your kind of slightly better. I love AEG and Electrolux for this.
So I did, but my fridge is Electrolux and my microwave oven is AEG and my oven is AEG. And while I always loved I was always really happy with them up to date. Okay. But my combi-oven microwave, the coating, this could have been my fault. Maybe I was using the wrong cleaner. The coating on the screw started to wear down, so it started sparking, which you do not want. Someone came and fixed it. It's fine, but that's whatever it was, like 200 quid. And then, as I said, the fridge freezer, just the compressor fan just stopped working one day. Again, I do think that was the fault of a house member because it just wasn't closing properly. Yeah. But again, you're looking at, that was like 350 quid or something.
And your appliances are 5 years old.
Yeah, 5 years old.
Yeah. So my Hisense fridge I bought was a week old before it started breaking.
Yeah.
So there are different levels. I mean, obviously you can go up to your Liebherr and your Fisher Paykel, and you can really pay for those kind of high end ones.
We love Fisher Paykel.
Or if you want to really push the boat out, get that American brand Sub-Zero or Wolf. Have you seen those? The huge stainless steel ones. If you really want an American fridge freezer, they are built to last.
Industrial.
They're almost
strength,
commercial. Yeah. Commercial for home, but they're extremely expensive. Yeah. So I don't know. For me, it's all about integration. I just don't think the water tap and ice is worth it on the American fridge freezers.
I do think the ice is worth it. I just love having ice on tap. But I don't have it, and I really want it.
If someone can tell me a brand that makes decent ice cubes with the ones like bar ice cubes that have a hole in the middle. Yeah. Not solid half moon shaped ice. Yeah. Because I just don't want to make a cocktail with that floating around in my glass.
My dad has one at home and I can't remember the brand. I will put it in the show notes.
Okay. And then the tap. The tap on American fridge freezers, it's kind of gross.
The tap is gross. That's not for me.
It's gross.
The water always tastes weird out of it.
If you ever take out that water tank and run your finger along the bottom, it's slimy. Yeah. I'll guarantee you, unless you're cleaning it weekly, you're taking out the whole thing and you're cleaning it down, the bottom of that's going to be slimy.
Yeah,
unless you like drinking pond water, I wouldn't drink water out of a fridge.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
So I don't know. For me, American fridge freezers are not worth it. I've liked the AG. I haven't had problems so far.
Just you wait.
And that's, I have them now in my new kitchen, so we'll see. We'll report
I
back.
actually do have a disclaimer as well that I got the showroom models of the AEG, so while I say they're 5 years old, they could be a lot longer. Okay, and God knows what happened, they could have been scoured. So I do think that it was an unusual thing that went wrong, and they've been perfect otherwise, so I feel bad kind of giving out about them now.
Another one, I actually have 3 fridges and a freezer in my new kitchen. You're like, what? How much shit do you need to keep cold? So I have a full-length fridge and a full-length freezer for like my everyday
I mean, you
stuff.
are a 5-minute walk from the supermarket too.
I
So you
do.
just want to point that out.
I put in a wine fridge. It's kind of kitchen, kind of off.
No
I always
argument
wanted
there.
one. If you're going for a wine fridge, it's very hard to find them integrated. And by integrated, it kind of means there's still a little window of glass that you can put your own door style around the outside so you don't have a kind of shiny black. And I really wanted that. I didn't want like a big glossy wine fridge on show. I wanted it to be almost invisible. So we did a Fisher Paykel, not Liebherr, Fisher Paykel
Lovely
wine fridge. If you're buying a wine fridge, look whether it's a single zone or dual zone and how many bottles it holds. Essentially, that's what you're looking at. The really high end will hold temperatures that are a bit tighter.
Yeah.
If you're big into wine, you might want to watch out for that.
If you're storing wine for something fancy or whatever, you're like an investor.
Now, can I say the other fridge I bought? I sound psycho.
Your second fridge.
My other fridge that I bought.
For listeners to keep track.
I think this is the way forward. I honestly think
I agree.
So many kitchens are going to have these fridges soon.
Yeah,
I think
agree.
a lot of cheaper brands are going to start replicating them.
Because what I love about this, because one thing we both don't like about the American fridge freezer is the amount of floor space it takes up and just space in general. And like you don't need that. If you've got a bigger kitchen and maybe utility or a larder or something like that, you don't need that all to be in the one place. So I do like what you've done here, which is kind of chopping it up a little bit and having what you need spread out throughout your kitchen as you need it. But anyway, go on, tell us what it is.
So it's a drawer fridge. Well, it's not really just a fridge.
Drawer or anything, really. You're already
Multifunction.
onto it.
It can be a fresh drawer if you want to store it for veg. It can be a fridge. It can be a bottle store if you want more wine. It has a fast chill. So if you're starting a party, you throw in like 20 beers and it's got a fast chill on it.
Cool.
You can store, you can have it as a freezer too. So you've like for a party, you could have ice and your drinks inside it or whatever. So that's Fisher Paykel as well. But it's like 90 centimeters wide drawer unit.
Wow.
It's a good bit of storage
Full
in there.
depth?
Yeah, almost. So the compressor is like the bottom
grant,
20 centimeters and the rest of it is a drawer. So imagine those kind of fridge freezers that have the drawer freezer in the bottom. It's like the bottom part of that.
Yeah.
But it can be kind of multifunctional. I like this because you don't have high units. And I think in a lot of, especially like apartments and stuff like that, you don't want that tall banky units all the time. And sometimes some apartments, if they're very open line, can't take that much tall units. So it gives you that bit of flexibility to have kind of low, but have the space. I will say they're kind of pricey. And it was something that we kind of wriggled around on our budget for kitchen stuff to get this in. We probably like went for the AG Electrolux rather than more expensive on the tall one, so we could do this one in the drawer. So like I just think, I don't know. I think it's going to be.
It's the versatility. I just think you're going to get so much use out of it. Like you don't need a tall American fridge freezer if you can have a freezer on tap, and like. You need different things at different times. Like maybe coming up to Christmas, you might need a freezer for ages and or for a few weeks, to store all the stuff if you're hosting and there's people coming over. Maybe in summertime, you just need way more like vegetable crisper or fruit cooler or whatever it might be, like to store different things. Like the flexibility there that I love. Huh?
I love the idea for parties.
For parties,
just like open the drawer there and it can have wine, it can have ice, it can have beers.
Well, I personally love how well your house is designed around parties, so I'm very in favour of encouraging that.
We're going to have a party. We weren't in time for my 40th, but
we can still do it.
Yeah,
we've got a whole year to
But that's my kind of 2 cents on fridges. You can obviously go all the way to like your Sub-Zero, Wolf, Gaggenau, those really, really high-end appliances. And what I think you will get better build quality. And another brand that's coming up more and more now is Bora. And I know they're known for kind of hobs and then ovens. Now they're actually making fridges and stuff like that. And they are very slick inside. And some of the mechanisms and kind of sliders and drawers and stuff are a bit more durable. But in general, I'm against the American fridge freezer. Sorry.
It's a personal choice. I'm not judging anyone who does it because I really love ice on tap. I think the ice on tap is amazing. But I do get it. Like I don't have one and I didn't want one because I just don't, first of all, I don't need it. That's too much space. And I just don't like it taking up that much space in the kitchen. It's just too bulky or something. I don't like the look of it.
It's not the finish of the kitchen.
Yeah.
If you have to go for an American fridge freezer, go for a real stainless steel and not like a black or a shiny grey silver fake stainless steel. Yeah. I think the real stainless steels kind of look a bit.
I'm really coming around stainless steel. Somebody was talking recently about getting stainless steel countertops and I just I'm into it. It can be cool. It's a look.
Yeah.
It's a look.
It is.
It depends on your house. You need to go strong on it.
So that's what I think on fridge. Freezer, frost-free all the way.
Frost-free.
Just don't
I didn't
ever
do it
buy
and I
anything
regret
else.
it so much, and it's so
Now
frustrating.
you have less volume in there because the walls are a bit thicker for the frost-free, but Jesus, all day long. But that's just going to be full of frost otherwise anyway.
Yeah.
So like just
You're
get
saving
frost-free.
yourself like weeks of your life in defrosting
Yeah.
that fucking thing, and it just is so much better. It's better.
Yeah. Any other fridge brands you've ever had or had experience with that you thought were shit?
We had a Samsung one for quite a while that worked amazingly well until it caught fire. There was a little, zzz, and it blitzed out. And they replaced it. It was under warranty. I don't know if it was under warranty, but that fault was known. But it was pretty good. I didn't have any fault with it other than that. It didn't do anything mind-blowing. It just worked as a fridge. I just find these things sometimes, like, for normal living, you only notice them when they don't work. So you just need to make sure it's something well built that's going to work.
And I think Samsung, and I have a good few Samsung appliances, I think functionality-wise, they're great.
Yeah.
Build quality-wise, they are not the Germans.
Yeah.
That's what I think. Like, I just think the German brands are just a bit more robust.
Yeah.
You don't get those little finicky bits breaking and leaking or whatever.
And the one thing about the leaking that I hate, and I did notice it on this one, and I have it a little bit on my current freezer as well, is that the little bit of mold or something that you get, like if you get a little bit of leak and a little bit of damp around the seal, then you just have to be wiping off that. It just builds up. But like anywhere there's going to be water, there's just going to be a little bit of mold, and it's just
not great.
Gives you the heebie-jeebies. Yeah. So no.
So that's fridge and freezers.
Fridges and freezers. Do you have any experience with chest freezers?
Yes, I had one we actually had one before we had renovated our last house and we were living in essentially a campsite, we'll say, because we didn't have a proper kitchen. What we did is we just bought a little chest freezer and we kind of stockpiled of meals and stuff. And that was our way of kind of cooking. So I just bought to be honest, I bought the kind of cheapest one. Yeah. But it was good rating. I think it was still like an A or a B rating. So it was well insulated, like it didn't lose a lot. But chest freezers, if the seal isn't good around the top, you're going to it's going to cost you a fortune. Just make sure it's a well insulated one, I'd say. I can't even remember the brand we bought. But I think they're great for overflow.
They're great for overflow.
If you have a garage or whatever.
Yeah, really, really helpful. We used to have one at home in our home house, and it was so handy because my dad used to buy this heifer from an organic farmer. I don't even think he was certified organic. He was just a bit mad, but was really into sustainable farming. Yeah, and he would just get a heifer butchered once a year, and it would just live in that freezer, and it would be. It's delicious. Yeah.
I think
it's good for that kind of thing. Yeah,
I think that's great. And you know what, a freezer is not something that every family uses every day. So get it out of sight and out somewhere if you've good outdoor space or garage space or shed space or whatever.
Okay, that's fridge freezers. Can we talk about dishwashers?
Oh yeah,
because we mentioned Fisher Paykel a few times, and I'm so obsessed. I was in New Zealand last year and I was staying at my lovely cousin's house. We had a wonderful time. And we actually were in two houses. They have a house in Christchurch and then a holiday home down near Wanaka what are you going to say? Hawaii. Anyway, both houses and another friend's house that I went to visit. Basically what I'm saying is this is widespread across New Zealand and we are years behind. Is these double drawer dishwashers. So the dishwasher didn't pull out as one, hinged door. It was two drawers with two separate dishwasher compartments. So you could fill the whole thing and put the whole thing on and that would be fine. Or you could just fill half and run half and have the other, continue to stack up the dirty dishes and then just run that whenever you wanted to. And it was so much easier. Just drawer everything. Everything should be a drawer. So we should all have drawers for everything.
We've kind of employed that in kitchen design now.
Yeah.
Just don't put hinged doors if you can avoid it.
Because they do break sometimes too, and that can be really frustrating, especially when you've got a heavy front on it.
You're not reaching into the back of things then. Whereas drawers, everything is pulled out, it's right there, it's easy to access. Yeah. No, I love the idea of that, and I've put them in for some client designs. Yeah. As a family of four, we'd rarely not fill it by bedtime, and that's why I kind of didn't consider it for us. Almost every night we'd have the full one on. Yeah. But I will say that this time, I didn't even know this was on my dishwasher, to be honest. So it was installed, the plumber hooked it up, and I went to use it. He goes, I just ran a 30-minute cycle just to test it. And I was like, cool. And I just went to pull out the bottom one, and I couldn't pull out the bottom rack the whole way. And I was like, what's going on with this? And then I realized there was a red button on the handle, or a red kind of big long button. So I press that, and the bottom drawer hinges on
this is the
pistons
future.
up to the level of the high one.
This is the
So there
future.
was no stooping. I was like, oh my God, it's like here now. I don't have to bend over.
Because we're like middle-aged, fit and healthy.
Yeah.
We can bend over and empty a dishwasher, but loads of people
brilliant.
can't. And then you're looking at like moving your dishwasher up. Because some people do that. They kind of put it at countertop height, and that makes total sense as well if you can fit that into your kitchen. But, oh my God, what brand is that?
AEG.
AEG. My dishwasher's AEG. I love it. So I have, because I have a tiny kitchen, I have a narrower dishwasher.
Yeah, the 45 centimeter.
45 centimeter full height
How'd you find
dishwasher.
that?
It is perfect.
Yeah.
It's perfect. There's only 2 of us in the house, but like it absolutely is brilliant. I've never so much as, obviously I could clean the filter or whatever, but I have never had an issue with it. It cleans everything perfectly well. There's never any residue. It's just great. There's never any smell. Like, it's just a really good dishwasher.
And a lot of the AEG ones are, I had an Electrolux one as well.
I think again, are they the same brand?
They are, but I think Electrolux is a slightly lower, we'll say, high street brand, isn't it? I think. And then AEG is kind of more the kitchen fitters kind of install brand, trade brand or whatever. I find they're like a slight bit more expensive, but they both do this kind of XXL cabin size, which I think is great because like you get the extra height if you have big plates. You can kind of adjust the rack. One thing I'd say about dishwashers in general, read the manual, even look at the pictures, because
you can do so much.
There's so many little bits of functionality in dishwashers that people don't even know.
Yeah.
You know, different things that can adjust.
Even just on the trays and what you can clip and unclip.
Yeah.
Because
some
you might be like,
oh,
I can't fit this.
Go up and down.
Yeah.
And then you can fit higher plates there or wine glasses on the top.
Yeah.
And like there's loads of different like little clips and tricks and whatever. So
and that's most dishwashers. Like and if you don't have a dishwasher manual, just Google it. Like look at the serial number and Google it, and you'll be able to download it. You always find it online.
Yeah.
God, you never know what I might be able to do. It's brilliant.
No, I will say I had a high sense dishwasher last time as well.
Yeah.
Again, our kind of temporary situation, piece of crap.
Yeah. Don't go high sense.
Really didn't clean that well. Like it really didn't.
Okay.
Bless you.
Thank you. Nearly sneezed and didn't.
So I think, I would stick to your kind of decent brands again if you can. Things like, you know, the Beko and Candy and whatever, they'll all work kind of fine, but I find the spinners aren't as good. They don't give as good a clean.
We actually had a Candy one for years and years and years, and it did ultimately break down, but it worked well while we had it.
Yeah.
We also had a Candy washing machine.
Okay.
Or is it dishwasher? Or was it a dryer? No, it was a washing machine, which was amazing. It was really, really good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hot Point, Whirlpool, Hoover, any?
Hoover, yes. Big fan of Hoover.
Yeah.
I have a Hoover washer dryer.
Okay.
Combi. It's a condenser washer dryer. In my 40 years on this earth, it is the only one I've ever used that has been a good dryer.
Really?
A genuinely excellent dryer. And I don't use a dryer that often.
Just make them like hot and
Just
wet.
hot. And they shrink them somehow, even if you put on the right temperature. Nothing ever comes out right. I just think I was never for them. And I kind of was like, do you know what? I hang up my clothes a lot. I've got a hot press here. And I don't have space for an additional dryer, so I'm just going to leave it. But I got the combi just to get it. And it's Hoover. Now, I will say the app is designed by a crazy person. Like, just want to go off on a bit of a tangent here, right? It's got this app, which is kind of handy. Okay, it doesn't do much more than like what a timer can do, but it does mean that if you're at work or something and you're like, okay, I'm leaving now, you don't know what time you're leaving, you can just put on the spin cycle or start the dryer or whatever. That's handy. It doesn't do it in an intuitive way at all. It just makes no sense. So you go onto this app and you're like, I want to, whatever, do a sheet wash at 40 degrees or 60 degrees, whatever you want to do. But it makes you choose from these categories of like health and wellness, sport and leisure. And you're like, I don't understand.
You don't do anything
what
different.
My sheets do. Like, what do I choose here? I just don't wash my sheets.
Yeah.
Makes no sense. Anyway, so
I think
the app is useless. Doesn't work half the time anyway.
I personally think for washing things in general, washing machines and dishwashers, I think like the German brands are really solid.
Yeah, big time.
The kind of Bosch, Siemens, whatever.
Yeah.
I think Neff, yes, but I think you pay a little bit more for the brand in Neff. It's a bit sexier than the others.
Yeah.
But like Siemens and
Is
Bosch.
that just because it sounds cooler?
I don't know. I think they went more the design route than Bosch and Siemens do. And I think Bosch and Siemens have the most obnoxious loud beeps.
Oh,
I always
what
find
is with the beeps?
not even like when the stuff is finished, but just like when you press the buttons, it's like and you can't seem to turn down the volume. I just think it's so loud. And same goes for their hobs as well.
Yeah.
I feel like I was in my mom's apartment last week and it was late because I got back late in the night time and she wasn't there or whatever, and I was going to cook something, and I actually felt like I was going to disturb the person upstairs by controlling her Siemens hob. Siemens or Bosch? Siemens, I think it was. But I was like, do. Every single button press was like this loud, shrill kind of beep. I was like, oh my God.
I will say that actually, back to the dishwashers, our old Siemens dishwasher, you'd nearly be afraid of running it at night time, because when it stopped 2 hours later or whatever, beep, beep, beep for about half an hour, and you're just like, God, well done. I get it. Thank you for letting me know. Yeah. You can go home.
And
now.
I think in hobs especially, there's some sort of safety thing where you can't mute the beep even.
Yeah.
Do you know? Because I guess it's for safety. Yeah. But like, that's what I think. And then the more upper ends, Miele is obviously class for washing in general.
We have a Miele dryer at home, my dad's house, like a clothes dryer, and it has been around forever.
Decades.
And it literally, it kind of only has, it has a few settings. I've never really used them. It's really basic. You put it on automatic dry, or you put it on cool dry, or you put it on like 20-minute cycle, and everything comes out of that thing absolutely perfect. I would nearly put my dry cleaning into that thing. Like, it's really good. It's really solid. Nothing ever breaks in it. It's excellent. I think Miele they're really up their brand for me.
Okay, let's say if you're cleaning, let's stick to the German brands as much as you can.
Yeah, there's something to be said for them.
There is, for sure. Can we go into ovens? Because this is something I think it's a bit mind-boggling for people.
Yeah, and speaking of beeping, I will say I love my AEG oven and I've had a great experience with it, and I don't plan on changing it. But it also, I have the AEG combi-oven microwave. It beeps way too long. It beeps for like a minute nearly when the microwave's done. I'm like, thanks, let me know.
Yeah, okay, I got it. Thanks, yeah.
Anyway.
Didn't forget, I'm coming.
Not the end of the world, but moderately frustrating.
Ovens, I think people are using less now with the
air
fryers in general, but like I think you do get what you pay for in ovens in terms of functionality.
Yeah.
And I think if you're someone who's like a real particular cook or a baker, you want one with good fans. Yeah. Because cheap ones, what you'll find is they have a really shit fan and like nothing crisps, and it takes hours.
And then you've got hot zones and cooler zones, and your cake is like lopsided, and it's a nightmare.
I just think for the most part, I would never buy anything except an electric oven.
Yeah, okay.
Some people put gas, but like I think it's very directed heat.
I will say I grew up with an AGA, a gas AGA, and my God, but it's more, you form a relationship with this thing. Like it's not, you don't just come in and start using it. Like it is, you can set a temperature and the knob will say something, but you know what it is. Yeah. Like from years of experience, there's a conversation happening there. Yeah. And it's not out in the open. So you really need to get used to using it. Once you're used to it, it's quite hard to come back from, I would say, because I do love it. But I couldn't even go in and use somebody else's now, because I know exactly where the right zone is and what height to put it at and when and blah, blah, blah. But yeah.
We had a gas when growing up as well, not an AGA, just like a normal gas range kind of cooker or whatever. And I used to bake a lot as a kid, and like I knew if I made a sponge cake and I had 2 tins, like one of them wasn't going to cook right, or I had to kind of really gently and carefully swap them kind of mid-cooking and hope they don't flop, and then try and close that really clicky heavy door that didn't really so I don't know, I just think like for ovens, if you want kind of no cold zones, even temperatures, look at the fan detail. There's one kind of high street one I had before, it's Samsung one. Now I will say it was a bit of a steamy oven, even though it wasn't a steam oven, you know what I mean? You don't get a very dry crisp, but it had this kind of sheet that went in the middle and split it.
Yeah, that's really handy.
And it was dual fans, so there was a fan on top and a fan on the bottom. So
even if you actually fully functionally split the temperature, that's brilliant.
So you could cook a pavlova in the top and like your chicken in the bottom.
That's brilliant.
Or
I think versatility is what I love now that we...
Christmas dinner has one big zone, and because there's twin fans, it was very even heat.
That is brilliant.
So there are some kind of cool gadgets that way. We've gone, again, what have we gone for this time? Siemens.
Okay.
Siemens this time. It's a steam oven, it's a normal oven, and it's a microwave.
The whole thing?
The whole kit and caboodle, all together. Through the kitchen place.
That's unbelievable.
That's unbelievable. It's very small.
So is that your main microwave? Do you have a separate microwave?
No separate.
Because you don't really microwave that much.
Well, no. Like it make kind of maybe porridge for the kids and like not too much. And I'll tell you why. I got another little gadget that I'll talk about after this, because it's kind of linked to the oven. We did look at the Bora ovens because we went for Bora hob, which we'll talk about hobs. We love that. The Bora oven was off the wall money. And I was like, I can't honestly see what it does for me.
You and Keane are somebody though that I would be like, if you spent loads of money on your oven, I'd be like, that's money well spent, because you're gonna use that so much. But
So,
yeah,
like,
fair.
a lot of them now have this kind of functionality, like the meat probe and whatever, and you know,
Yeah.
like they're all kind
You
of
can buy them
built into
separately
most
though.
of them
Like
now.
I've got a
You
meat
can.
probe in mine, and while it's
You can.
handy, the one that you can buy for is like 50 quid or 100 quid or
Yeah.
something that's like linked to an app is actually more useful. So
And it's more accurate.
it's more accurate. Yeah. So just think about the bells and whistles. Like, do you actually need those, or can you get them somewhere
Yeah.
else?
So think about your kind of cleaning functions as well. I don't know if you ever
Yeah.
use the cleaning function.
Do I what? I
Yeah,
haven't cleaned that oven
that's pretty-
ever. It's amazing.
That's pretty
The
handy.
one thing I don't love about the cleaning functions, and this has happened in 2 ovens that I've owned, the one that I currently have, you have to remove everything. You have to literally like unclip the side, rails that the trays go into, and then you can turn on the pyrolytics, and then it cleans the oven. And while that's fine, a lot of the work is done at that stage, like, because then you take out all the trays and you can put them in the dishwasher, but they don't all fit, and sometimes you do them, whatever. So that's fine, and it's more helpful. At least you don't have to get into the oven and clean it.
Yeah.
But I had one in another apartment that you didn't have to remove the stuff, and I don't remember the brand, but you could just turn it on and it would fry away, and it was unbelievable. It just cleaned itself. Like, it's
That's
fantastic.
pretty cool. It is a pretty cool function, in fairness. So like they're the kind of things I'd look for in an oven.
Yeah.
Unless you're a real chef and you want all those different bits and functionality and bells and whistles or whatever, good fans for even heat distribution.
Yeah.
Pyrolytic cleaning function. And good racks and cabin size. Look at the liters. Like if you're going to be someone who's cooking big joints of meat and you need all that space.
Yeah.
You might not. Like I only have a pretty tidy one now.
Yeah.
And I think that's all I'll use with the air fryer, to be honest.
Yeah. One thing I was looking at recently, because I don't have an air fryer because of countertop space. I could freeze them up. I will get one at some stage, but I just don't have one yet. But one thing I was looking at was an integrated air fryer.
Yeah, in
the oven. Yeah, because I feel like that's the future, and I haven't really seen great ones yet. And the reason is because air fryers work so well because they're so small that just makes them really efficient. So a big one kind of makes it not an air fryer. But I was looking it up, and the one I kept coming back to for good reviews was the Zanussi air fry double oven.
Okay.
In terms of integrated options, so they're coming, and I feel like they'll probably get better and better, but
it's still
early
early
days.
days.
Still early days. I don't know if I'd invest yet.
Yeah, I agree. And then kind of linked to that, so I guess for ovens, you have your basic kind of brands again, the same ones, Becco, Candy, blah, blah.
Yeah, I have AEG.
Up to Zanussi. I have AEG as well. I had AEG. I have Siemens this time. I've never used anything higher than that, to be honest.
Me neither.
And I always go into these fancy kitchen places.
Maga.
I'm like, Gaggenau, are they really worth it? Like, or is it just for people who want Gaggenau and the knobs?
Yeah.
But apparently, like, if you have that budget, fair play. But like, I think they are technically meant to be worth it, as in the even temperatures.
Yeah.
They're kind of like commercial ovens, except at home.
Yeah.
And then they've given them a bit of a design slant and look pretty in your kitchen as well.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Technically, they're probably worth it, but not in my price range.
I don't know if I would personally be spending the money on it for an oven, but where I might spend the money on it, and we're going to get to this with the Bora, and don't get me wrong, I love the Bora, but I would love gas burners. I miss gas burners.
Do you?
Yeah, I love them. And I know they're harder to control, and
clean.
they're harder to clean, and they're just more difficult
Do you
than
just flambe
induction.
a lot? Or?
I don't know why. I just really love cooking on gas. I don't know what it is. I think it's back
sleepy
to
from the gas.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I feel so relaxed after
Feels
cooking
so
my
good.
gas.
Sit
I
there.
just go for a sleep in the couch for 4 hours.
Amazing. Yeah, I love it. I just love fire. I, don't know. I like setting things on fire. Don't know
What
to say
about
that.
ranges? Like you talked about the Aga.
Yeah,
Like,
I
have
loved
you
my
any-
Aga.
any
I
experience of
definitely
ovens?
wouldn't recommend. No, I don't have any experience with anything else. We only ever had an Aga. We had the same one basically forever, but and still do. But I don't think I'd recommend it to everyone. It's not an easy thing to have.
Yeah, I know.
It was perfect in our house because I did our central heating.
Yeah.
It did our cooking. It was that we had that always on kind of kitchen. Like it was just like I loved it there.
Yeah.
But it's a whole lifestyle. Like it's a different way of cooking, and like the thing, it doesn't heat up quickly. You're not getting something done fast there.
Yeah.
Well, it kind of does actually because it's always on. But it's just a different way of living. Like I definitely wouldn't recommend. Now you can get electric ones now, and I don't really know how they work, but
some people
it's a
love
whole
the,
different
the,
lifestyle.
the big ranges now, not just the Aga, but the La Cornu, the
Yeah.
really fancy kind of French ones, and then La Canche do like so many different colours and all that. And some people are doing induction rings rather than the gas and then electric
Yeah.
below. I think if you're going to go for that range, go for the gas and make
Just
it
go
look,
for the gas.
because it looks a bit more authentic, right?
Yeah.
If you're going to go for one of those big old style ones. And
Yeah.
if you're buying one of those, you're probably buying for the look.
I just
most
in
of the time
general, I'm
anyway.
not really for things that look like other things.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
get what you, the best version of the thing that you want to get, and don't go for it some like ersatz monstrosity that is just looks like something that it isn't.
I'm not sure I'd be into putting my ovens down low again though.
I hear you. Yeah, I do hear you with that. Yeah, having them. Yeah, and actually, one thing I don't have that I would really love to have in my current oven is the door that slides in.
Oh, the Neff.
Yeah,
That
it's
one
really
that's in
handy.
the Bake Off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So this is why I think
that.
Neff has gone up in price because they're
Because of Bake
designy
Off.
bits. But if they're those kind of people
Yeah.
are like, that's what I want. But honestly, like, I prefer a door that you're comfortable can take the weight of anything you're going to put on it.
Well, yeah, that is just as good, I suppose. But it just means you don't have to like reach over and around it. Do you know?
Gotcha, yeah.
You can stand right up against it while it's blasting
Burn
with
your
heat.
boobies off.
Have some gas and what you want to do.
So slightly off topic, but it linked to ovens. I put in something this time. I don't know how it's going to play out. Me and my husband are kind of divided on this. Like, you know, he really wanted the drawer fridge. I was for it.
It's a kitchen gadget that I haven't heard about yet.
So we got the Bora warming drawer.
Oh,
under our oven.
yeah.
And I was like, I had heard people say, oh, like when you have this appliance, you just never stop using it. So I said, okay, let's give it a go. One thing we cook a lot is, well, Keane cooks a lot. I don't really cook it that much, is ragu. But he'll put it in like, say, early on a Saturday morning and we'll go out for the day and kind of leave it in and come back. Like kind of like in a slow cooker, but like in the oven, low temp. So you can do that. You can do kind of slow cooking, low temp. You can heat your plates, obviously, all that kind of stuff. You can dough proof in it. You can keep leftovers warm for like an hour or two. You know, if someone's late home from work or whatever. I just think like the little features are things that I think I would use in my everyday life. So I was like, let's give it a shot.
What kind of temperature does it get to?
120, I think.
Oh, right, okay. All right, very
You might
usable.
be able to cook a pavlova in it.
You could. Yeah, you could. You could do like a baked Alaska or something.
So yeah, I'm interested now. I haven't tried it yet.
I'm curious about that because again, back to the aga, you have that. The lower door of the aga is always like basically half the temperature of the upper one.
Yeah.
So you kind of have it on the go, and because they're on all the time, you always have something. So we would always have like plates would be in there.
Yeah.
We'd never eat off cold plates, or we'd always have like most of our food was something like a stew or just something that you would throw into a Dutch oven or a casserole or whatever. And then off you go for the day, and it does everything just does taste so much better from that. Yeah, and you can't really do that with this oven.
It's a very slow, easy day. Like for winter time, you just go off and do your things, and you're not like standing over the stove.
Yeah, it's a lovely way to eat. I'd be really. Let's check back in this one in like 6 months. Yeah, I really think you're going to use this a lot
into the winter time.
And you do again back to the pizzas. Keane is an amazing pizza chef, and I just feel approving drawers.
He does a slow proof on his now over 2 days, so he won't use it. He told me about that. But anyway, I'll use it for like cinnamon rolls. That kind of doing fast proof stuff. Yeah, so I would for sure. But that's just a little gadget that I've added in this time. I'm not sure, and it's fully integrated, so it just looks like.
Does it take up much space?
You can get two different ones. One of them is about 150, and one of them is 200.
Okay, so just like not much bigger than a standard kitchen drawer.
Ours is 200 or 250, enough to take like a big casserole pot with a lid. Yeah, do you know that height?
Perfect.
So I'm excited to try that. So
that's I do like the sound of that.
Linked again, because I'm going to talk about Bora again. Is hobs.
The hob. So we both have the Bora Pure induction hob.
Now I know there's fancier brands, right? You can get Gaggenau with fancy rings, blah blah blah, and like you can get Neff and Siemens and Miele and whatever, all those different kind of induction hobs. If you're buying an induction hob, try and find out what the actual induction zone is. Yeah. Because they're not all built the same. Sometimes they have a tiny little ring, so you can put a big casserole pot on and you're only heating the middle.
And there's nothing more frustrating than that. Like that, and I will say the Bora, I've been happy with mine. I don't have a pot big enough that it has annoyed me. Yeah. Sorry, that's not true. I have one gigantic kind of skillet thing, and it's not quite big enough for that. But I'm asking a lot of like one standard hob there.
But do look at it, because the cheaper induction brands, that's what you'll find. Yeah. The rings inside them are like 20 centimeters, and sure, nothing will heat on the sides. Yeah. And that's a pain in the ass then. You're buying induction for like even temperature and whatever, but if it doesn't fit your pots, it doesn't fit your pots. Yeah. Like, you know, so that's something to watch out for.
Or something you could save money on if you're just not really a big, you know, if you know you're just going to be cooking like small pots or whatever, like then you just like a small pot person, then don't bother getting the fancier ones because, you know, that's going to be the difference.
But I will say, I don't care what the brand, Bora can't be beaten on the extraction.
Yeah, the extraction is unreal. So we had two different types of extraction. And for anyone listening who doesn't know Bora, it's one of the integrated like downdraft extractors. So there's no overhead hood. I have the contained extractor where I have this like charcoal recirculator. It's like a charcoal filter. It's not externally ducted. You do have the externally.
Not this time.
Oh,
I've recirculated this time. Mainly because the route was a bit trickier for us this time, and we had concrete poured floors and stuff that we didn't kind of allow for the ducting. But also, it's meant to be quite a bit louder, so I'm kind of on board with the slightly quieter extraction.
Yeah, I find mine very quiet.
And Bora themselves were like, I don't think it's compromised really.
I have not found a compromise at all. I'm 5 years down the line. I've changed the filter twice.
Yeah.
You can buy them on Amazon, like €100, €90, something like that. Yeah. I don't know if you've ever noticed the smell coming into this house.
Never.
And I cook like fish quite a lot. You know what I mean? Like
I'd always smell fish if someone cooked it in their house.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, no, never.
Like I cook a lot, and I cook in the hob a lot, and I'm not a non-smelly cook. Like, you know, there's a lot of chicken, a lot of fish, like whatever. A lot of onions being fried, like garlic being fried. I think it does an amazing job. And mine's at the end of life now. So you're getting the worst possible. So like we've been cooking here all week. If you haven't smelled anything today, then I just think that's a really good test. The second thing that I really like about having it all contained is that it's all contained. So you're never going to get smells trapped in like a pipe or something like that are just not being cleared out, or grease building up or something like that. Like what you do is you take out the filter, you take out the middle containment unit, you put all that in the dishwasher just every now and then. And then it's perfectly clean, and it's so easy to wipe everything down. So you just don't have any grease buildup that you can't access and you can't clean out. And I really like that.
Taking out that middle part and throwing it in the dishwasher was a game changer.
Yeah, it's huge. Yeah.
I have gone for Bora hob again, but I did go for the flex zone this time. So rather than 4 circle rings, one half of the Bora hob is a big zone.
Yeah.
So you can put like a flat plate on it or something like that. Yeah. Or your giant plate.
My one big massive giant pot that I every now and then I do like a seafood paella in it or something like that. It's just not perfect for it, but it's fine.
But yeah, so I'm interested to try that now with a kind of a flat top.
Yeah.
You know, for burgers or smash burgers, there's steaks or something like that.
You know? Yeah, I'm really into that.
But yeah, that's what I think on hobs. Like I've had other
So I do have a desire.
Yeah.
I've seen other brands. They're fine, but I'm really into the Bora, and I would recommend it to anybody.
I had a Samsung one before, tiny little zones, at least the model I had, but it was high street kind of ones, you know. So I don't know. I think it's hard to beat Bora. I've tried some of the Miele
one before as well, and I can't remember the brand. It could have been Beko or one of those, but it kind of buzzed. Yeah. It just like as it heated up, it just like bzz, bzz, bzz,
that means it's just not strong enough for us. The pans weren't good enough for it or something.
Yeah, it's really frustrating.
But yeah, I think Bora for me is where it's at. It's your own induction.
Back to Bora. One thing I do love as well is that there's some basic functionality on it that I really enjoy. So there's a timer on it.
Yeah.
So I will often just set like a coffee pot up to boil, like a little mocha pot or whatever, for a few minutes, and then just keep it on a really, really low heat to keep it warm. I might take the dog out for like 15 minutes or something. And then it does the like high heat for the 3 or 4 minutes that the mocha boils, and then turns it way down and just kind of keeps it nice and warm. So I really like that. Or if you're doing like, you know, if you've got like potatoes on the boil and then you're cooking something else over here and something else over here, you don't have to be setting loads of different timers. You just set it to turn off like after 20 minutes or after whatever. You can do it for each zone, which I think is really helpful. So that's really good. One thing that I would like in my absolute dream house, right? This is when I'm a millionaire and I've built my seaside or lakeside in the mountains huff house, which is what I really want. I either love like a really traditional kitchen with everything kind of hanging up and out, or I love those kitchens that don't look like kitchens at all. And
no one lives there.
That no one lives in. Or like, you know, you open all the doors and you can see everything and then you close it up and it kind of just looks like part of the living room. I'm kind of into that too. And for that look, have you seen those invisible induction hobs where the countertop of the kitchen?
But then you have to go probably for a man-made countertop, right?
You have to go for a man-made, So you have it like, it definitely limits what you can get.
This is where I'm kind of like split here, because people who are probably putting in those want to have real stone.
Yeah, maybe.
Do you think?
I don't know what they're made of. It's good to look. So there's a couple of brands I found. I followed them on Instagram and I'm just really obsessed with. I just think it looks really cool. TBP Tech, Infinity and Invisicook are 3 brands that I follow, and I just really enjoy looking at the.
Yeah, they look very
cool. So like,
you can't see anything.
You can't see anything.
I think there needs to be more colours, because they're almost all black. There's a few white ones.
Oh no, there's some white ones.
Yeah, there's a few white ones now, but they're kind of, I don't know. I feel like they could make them look a bit better compared to the standard countertops or something. I don't know.
I hear you. Yeah, I see what you mean. But then I'm worried about like, is it harder to clean? It's not going to be an issue.
I don't know if it is.
You've got a ragu boiling over.
I actually think I was going to go for the matte, and I wasn't sure this time because like they're all black glass, the Bora ones, like, and they're glossy. And I was like, well, I get the matte one because it's a few €100 more, but it's like, would that be harder to clean the matte?
Yeah.
Would it scratch a bit easier? I don't know. It's hard to know, but I think...
Have you got scratches on your Bora?
Yeah, my husband's a bit of a shaker. When he cooks, and a few times he cooked steak with cast iron, and I was like, don't shake that, because that did scratch it a few times.
Yeah, I have a few little scratches. Nothing. I'm sitting here looking at it now, and I can't see them from where I am. It's like 5 meters away, but
they're fairly durable. I think cast iron is the only thing.
Yeah.
That I'd be kind of watching out for, and just make sure every now and then, because your pots can ding off each other when you put them back in the drawers or whatever, if you have drawers. But like, just watch there's no sharp bits sticking out. Just rub your hand over the bottom of the pot. There is, just maybe file it down with a little nail file or something.
I know when mine happened, I've like one cast iron, like casserole dish or Dutch oven that I use quite a bit, and it's induction ready, and I do tend to be a bit of a shaker as well. So anyway, but 5 years on, and I can't even see the scratches.
If budget was like not an issue for me, I would get the big Gaggenau split, induction half, gas half, and then the big knob set into my 200 millimeters.
You can also get, we're talking about induction for the invisible countertops. You can get those countertops that have the spider burners built into them too, and I really like that too. I think I'd like that if someone else is cleaning my house. But well, obviously, I'm going to be a millionaire at that stage, and somebody else will be cleaning my house. I think that, but I think we're both aligned on that. This is our third Bora between us now, and they're definitely the way to go, if not the fourth. So
another gadget over to the sink.
Yeah,
two gadgets in the sink here.
Fascinated by this. Go on.
So I have an InSinkerator this time.
So I thought that you couldn't have those in Ireland.
Well, I don't know, but they're installing it.
Well, you can. Obviously, you can now. Definitely.
Now, I know there's kind of environmental concerns. People say it's better to compost your food waste. And cool, I'm all for it. If I have veggie peelings and all that kind of stuff.
But you can compost cooked food.
And like rotten bread or whatever, I would put that in my compost bag.
Yeah.
It's the wet scrapings after dinner. And you have a lot of it when you have kids. Yeah. We never had this when we had a dog. We finish our dinner plates. They're clean, then they go in the dishwasher. But with kids and no dog, I'm scraping a lot into my compost bin. And in the summertime, it's just it's fly central. It's fruit fly central. I just can't hack it. I want to be able to scrape it in the sink, turn on the tap, and the InSinkerator centrifuges it around and spits it off somewhere.
I do know, I had American friends visiting over the summer, and they were looking for, we were just cleaning up after lunch, and they were like, where did the food go? And I was like, oh, that's not a thing here. We don't have that. And they were disgusted. And I was kind of disgusted then. I was like, oh.
I put out my compost bag this morning, and it was barely a third full, but the fruit flies.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God. The summertime especially, but wintertime, I would use the compost bin a bit more, but I don't.
Well, I actually don't, and I'm obviously all for compost bins and for being as green and sustainable as possible, but I just don't have, my house is too small for wheelie bins. We can't get wheelie bins on this road because the houses are too small. So I don't have a compost bin. I can't have one, because there's nowhere to put it. But
another thing in the sink area, we've put in a little bar sink actually in our coffee dock.
Yeah.
Tiny little one, I don't know, was it 20 centimeters maybe by 4
very
deep
handy.
Or something, slim little one. And you can get little attachments for cleaning your milk pitcher if it's a coffee station, that kind of thing. So definitely consider that if you have we have a bit of a stepped chimney breast where we built cabinetry around. So we had this kind of deep step. I was like, don't box it off, let's do something with it. So we put in a cheap little tap and sink so I can fill the coffee machine from there, wash the milk pitcher, so I'm not going to run back to the other one. So that was one. And then boiling and sparkling water taps.
Yeah, okay. So I'm here for the sparkling water tap all over. Drink loads of it. Can't get enough of it. It's the best thing ever. I don't like the boiling water taps.
Yeah,
I don't like the water that comes out of them. Don't understand what it is.
I think it's just that below boiling temperature that doesn't make great tea or whatever. I'm kind of going to use it, I would say, more for
cooking.
Yeah. Just boiling up a pot of water.
Speaking of which,
pasta.
I've used this a bit of a departure, but have you seen people who install taps over their hob? This is really hand pot fillers. Yeah, I think this could be a really good idea. If you're someone who's constantly lifting big heavy pots of water over and back to your hob, that's a really helpful thing to have. I think they're just these little arm, hinged arms of taps that just come out and you can fill over your pot.
Yeah, just think about it early on that you can plumb it.
Yeah,
and maybe put it on the same wall as the sink so it's easy.
Yeah, I like it as an idea.
But then again, it's cold water, so I really wasn't that on board with the boiling water tap. My husband really wanted it for cooking. I was like, grand, but I do want the sparkling water.
Yeah.
We had sparkling water before. So like budget brands for sparkling water almost don't exist. We had one called, it was a Groway one.
Yeah.
And I would say that's in the kind of lower price bracket versus say Quooker. I think we paid like $1,000 maybe for the sparkling water.
And so the reason I didn't get sparkling water, even though I really wanted it, is because I didn't have enough space underneath my sink to fit the unit.
Unit's about the size of an old desktop computer.
Yeah.
More or less.
That's not too bad.
It's not huge. The Quooker is more or less the same, but you've kind of a boiling part and the sparkling.
Yeah.
And as far as I know, you can't have the Quooker just for sparkling. You have to have both.
Yeah, but you can just for sparkling in other brands. I don't know what brands, but you can.
Groway,
it is a possible thing to get.
Yeah. We didn't have the boiling. Zip is another one. You kind of see them in offices a bit. You know when you see them in offices and they just have the little grate on the countertop. You can kind of get home versions of those. That would be kind of the higher end, I suppose. For boiling water taps then, there's kind of budget ones like Fowen. Have you heard that brand? A lot of people went for those. They're like 500-600 euros maybe. The brass finish as well. That's why a lot of people went for them. But it's 98 degrees, I think. So like it's like a degree or so lower than the...
Again, fine for cooking, but like...
The Quooker, yeah.
No, don't like it.
Yeah, so I don't know. We've gone for the Quooker this time. I will report back.
Okay. What is the story?
I'm more excited about the sparkling.
Yeah, 100%.
The Groway gives you filtered water and then it gives you semi-sparkling and it gives you sparkling.
I never want semi-sparkling. I want the mouth blown off me.
But if you like... Some people like San Pellegrino. That I would consider that semi-sparkling. Or kind of like a little bit of fizz, but not too fizzy. And then like there's the very fizzy.
I like too fizzy. How do you refill it? Like how do you put more, do you keep putting more gas into it?
It's the same as a soda
like
stream.
soda stream. You just buy the canisters.
400-gram canisters. You stock them in.
Yeah.
And then the filter, I think it lasts for 300 litres or something, the filter. Maybe. Okay. So it lasts, I mean, the guts of a year, I would say, depending on how much water you're drinking.
Yeah.
I think it was that much anyway.
Okay, that's pretty handy.
Yeah.
I'd get it for the sparkling water, but I don't drink enough tea anyway for the hot water to be worth it, but
100%. I'm exactly the same. I do not drink enough tea. Like I drink maybe 1 max 2 cups of tea.
Yeah, same.
My husband doesn't drink tea. So he's like, would you not just use the tap now? And I'm like, I won't. Like, if I'm going to have 1 cup of tea a day, I may as well just boil the kettle and have proper boiling water.
Okay.
Well, that's all I can think. So can I ask you something? If you were to tell people like where to spend your money, like what appliances would you splurge versus save?
Okay, so I don't think that I can dictate that. And I think it's going back to the principle that we always say, it is you have to decide how you use your house the most. If you are somebody that has loads of stuff in your freezer, then get a really good freezer. If you are somebody that cooks a lot of different types of things, bakes a lot, invest in like a really good oven, maybe that, Samsung split oven, that's an amazing idea. If you're somebody who is just the washing machine is constantly on the go, maybe spend money there on like the commercial one that does it in like 7 minutes or 15 minutes or whatever. Like you have to think about what appliance is getting the most use in your house. That said, I can speak for me. Yeah. And for me, it's the oven.
The oven?
Yeah.
Not your hob?
I do love my hob.
Like, I mean, there's no way in any lifetime you can convince me to downgrade now from the
Oh, never.
If I ever did a kitchen again, it's going to be in my kitchen design.
Yeah, agreed.
With that powerful extraction. It just makes the kitchen so usable. Like you said, no smells around the house. That to me is worth the splurge. Agreed. And I'd do it again.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, I would. That's one I'd recommend to absolutely anyone because everybody uses the hob.
Yeah. And it is a big splurge, I think, like the hob, the Bora hob. It is expensive and people are kind of shocked about how expensive it is, but you have to kind of think of it, it's your hob and it's your extractor. And it's
these things, it's always cost per use. That's how I justify any purchase. And if you're using that thing every day or maybe more than once a day, then like it pays for itself. What's your one so your dream appliance that you don't have is your Ninja slushy maker?
My Ninja slushy maker. Honestly, I've gotten all the appliances I kind of want in this kitchen as in built-in appliances, so I'm excited to try them out.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited to see how I'm going to use 2 things that I haven't had before. The warming drawer and the drawer fridge.
What do you call the drawer fridge? Just a drawer fridge?
I don't know. It's a Fisher Paykel one. I don't think it's called a fridge because it can be cooling like multiple temperatures. Like I don't know. Yeah. Cool drawer, fresh drawer, I don't know.
My dream list of everything we spoke about today, I would love the double drawer dishwasher because I think that's brilliant. Yeah. So clever. The other thing I would really love that I don't have, but I'm going to keep an eye on it, is when ovens if we do get air fryer ovens, I might replace maybe my combi microwave oven for that.
Yeah.
But my dad has one at home. It's Klarstein is the brand.
Oh, yeah, don't.
Yeah, it's not great. But Tower do them as well now. I saw them the other day, and Tower are pretty reliable. They're fine.
Okay.
It's a air fryer that has a rotisserie in it. So you can do a full rotisserie chicken in it. It also has these skewers, and you will not cook a better chicken. The best.
The only reason I have an issue with Klarstein, not that they don't work well, it's we had an aircon unit and one small fault came and they were like, you can't repair it.
And also,
it's like a whole
user
aircon
interface,
unit.
the user UI is too confusing.
Yeah.
It's just not necessary. I just need to do 3 things in this and it's all over the place.
Yeah.
But it does cook a great chicken.
Yeah, it does until it breaks down.
Don't let it break down. Anybody else that has like cool gadgets that we might not have thought of, like newer stuff?
We didn't talk about coffee machines. That's kind of
That's a whole episode for you anyway.
It's a whole different ball game.
I just have my mocha pot. I'm obsessed.
Yeah.
That's all I ever want. I just love it. All right.
Okay. I'm going to go home now and stare at all my appliances, wait for the electrician to come and connect them so I can actually use them. I'm actually still waiting on my stone. But as soon as that's in, then the electrician will come.
And then I will be right there.
Yeah,
ready to
test it all. We can do it
test
live.
Everything.
Let's test
everything. Live test out. Cian can cook and we can test the margaritas again. See you in 2 weeks.
Bye.
If you found that episode useful, please do us a huge favour by giving us a like and a few stars, and especially click that subscribe button. Thank you.